Hello, welcome or welcome back to True Seekers Tea. My name is Kate, and I'm thankful to have you here for today's pick a card reading. I'm deciding that I really honestly like doing the voiceover here and just having the picture of the three piles, but regardless, I'm happy to have you here. And today's topic, we're going to be looking at what the person on your mind loves about you. So, there are three piles to choose from as usual. For pile number one, we have the Neopet Tarot with this orange calcite raw crystal. For pile number two, we have the Flowerchild Tarot with a green aventurine raw crystal. And for pile number three, we have the Adventure Tarot with a clear quartz raw crystal. So take whatever time you need to tune into the pile that you're feeling drawn to. I am just going to be jumping straight in, so if what I'm describing sounds nothing like you or just doesn't match up, I would just pick a different pile. There will be an extended reading as usual, and I believe it differs for each pile, so stay tuned for that if you feel like it really resonates and you want to get more into the relationship side of the connection. Other than that, I will have the timestamps linked down below. I will have the link to the extended readings, my personal readings, and any other information about these decks or me. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Neopets Tarot and this raw orange calcite crystal, this is going to be a reading where we're going to be looking at why this person loves you or what this person loves about you. So, Spirit, please tune me into pile number one's energy and the person that they have on their mind. I am going to be jumping straight in, and so if the energy I'm describing sounds nothing like you, or you couldn't even imagine like how your person would think that, I would probably choose a different pile. All right, so for pile number one, what does their person love about them? Okay. We have the Star, Aquarius energy. So you guys could be unique people. I feel like this person definitely feels like you stand out. Because Aquarius energy is, for me, especially with the Star, it could also be like a starseed kind of an energy, or someone who seems kind of otherworldly. This person definitely feels like you stand out and that you are very unique. How does pile number one's person, or what does pile number one's person love about them? We had the Six of Cups. This person could feel like you are soul family to them, just having spoken about starseeds and then the Six of Cups coming out, which can be a soulmate card for me. Yeah, I feel like this person finds a lot of like comfort in you on a soul level. I feel like you may inspire this person as well. What else? We have the Three of Swords. What does pile number one's person love about them? We have the King of Wands. Okay, I feel like there's an energy here where I do feel like you inspire this person, or what they like about you is that it's almost like you reconnect them to a feeling of hope and love. Like there's almost this energy of, in the midst of like the pain in the world, or like it's almost giving the energy with the Three of Swords here of how a lot of people have closed their heart off, or it's almost like when you go through enough in life, you can kind of forget like the more magical aspects of life, or in not even just the magical aspects, but just like the sweeter things in life. I'm seeing a certain card from this deck where it's like, it talks about, it's called Sweet Memories. All right, it's this card here, the Sweet Memories card. And so it says, when you experience a difficult and challenging time, this fairy flies to your side, showing you a moment you'd forgotten, and magically the present moment transforms. You always have her with you, especially in times when those sweet moments seem the furthest away. She comes to you and she'll remain with you. Expect calls out of the blue, bumping into an old friend, a photograph of a loved one, a reminder that happiness is coming to you and in other sweet and serendipitous ways. And so it's talking about reminders of the sweet, most fun and uplifting times. It's not like anything dramatic, but it's just saying like moments where things felt lighthearted and like almost like the world feels soft and sweet and almost like childlike. And so it's not like specifically saying that they like, it's not about a specific event. It's more just speaking to almost when we need more inspiration and fire in our life. Or just connecting us to like what really matters in life, especially like when you're feeling very stressed out or like painful events have happened to you. Like it's almost like having that person that reminds you of why life is beautiful in a sense, or why like the light always comes out in the end. And I feel like with the King of Wands here, it's like almost this feeling of reigniting a passion for life that you give this person. Can we clarify the star as to what pile number one's person loves about them? All right, we have the Five of Wands. What does pile number one's person love about them? We have the World. Can we clarify the Three of Swords? We have the Two of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. Can we clarify the King of Wands, please? We have the Six of Swords here, yeah. And then Strength at the back of the deck. So we have Leo energy here as well, as Aquarius. And so just kind of going through this, I feel like with the Five of Wands, I feel like you challenge this person's perspective, and it's almost like you challenge this person in a way that they really appreciate, because it's almost like sometimes this person feels like they can get, they can start seeing things a little bit too narrowly, or they can stop seeing like the different ideas or the different possibilities, or the different perspectives as to how things could turn out. And I feel like with the World here, like I was reading this really beautiful definition of like what the world can represent, and like that's coming to my head right now. All right, so I feel like sometimes this person can get caught up, especially with the Six of Swords here, where I feel like, okay, so what this person loves about you is you remind them of almost like their dreams as well with the Star here, where there's this overall energy of getting caught up in just like the day-to-day business of life, and like being in the 3D, where it's almost like sometimes you don't really have time to tend to your inner feelings or your heart, and you're just trying to keep everything afloat, and you might like forget about your own personal fulfillment, or you might kind of lose your bigger perspective of the vision of like your dream with the World here, of like almost the highest vision of life you can imagine. And I feel like and I feel that you wake this person up by putting fire back into them, where I feel like this person can kind of feel like they're in a fog sometimes. And I feel like with the World here, you remind them of that there's better to come, and that there's a need to kind of close out the past or look forward instead of backwards, or not even necessarily that, but it's important to revive yourself and make sure that you're not carrying anything from your past that's getting in the way of you seeing like a higher vision for your life. And so it's like, so I just want to read this one part of like a World in reverse energy, where I feel like this person can kind of get into the World in reverse energy, where they're needing to close out a cycle. So it says, often your best transformations come when you have the courage, and this is the Strength card here as well, the courage to let go of tired old patterns and commit to a new way of seeing your life. And so it's also talking about like patterns that need to be released, and this choice of moving from the old and tired ways of doing things and opening up to boundless possibilities that await you when you're like tuned into the magic of like your heart's chakra and the higher chakras essentially. And so I feel like what they love about you is you remind them of like what's important in life. And I feel like this person can kind of forget about the more spiritual aspects of life, or forget about the magic in the world and start seeing it from a very like mundane lens where everything doesn't seem very inspiring. And yeah, the Strength card being here, like I feel like there's this fiery energy about you where it's giving Leo like heart chakra energy, where there's a lot of kindness, strength, passion. Like there's a level of like caring that you have, and like loyalty and like fire within you that it's almost like you give this person a heart again, or you remind them of why we're doing what we're doing, or what the purpose of life is. Like I feel like you make this person feel like life is more meaningful, and like there are better times ahead, and to not lose vision of how things can be just because life has kind of weathered at you, or you know, you're really busy and you have a lot of things to figure out. It's like not forgetting the why of life and what makes life worth living. And yeah, I just feel like there's this really warm energy to you. Yeah, we have the Empress here as well. Yeah, and I feel like you remind this person that they're not alone. I feel like you also remind this person of like the female principle. Like I feel like you feel like a soft place to land for this person, even regardless of whether or not like you're like overly like watery. I'm not even getting an overly watery energy from you. I'm getting like one that you're very fresh. You give new you have people looking forward, and I feel like you do things differently, and I feel like you keep things fresh, or you keep a new perspective on you, so you don't get bogged into old ways of doing things, or just going through the motions in life. Like there's just this alive energy to you, and this courage that you give to other people to live more magically is what I'd want to say. Yeah. All right, I want to get some oracle cards. Where did I put the deck I want to use? All right, here. All right, so what does pile number one's person... Yeah, and I'm just seeing like the heart here. Like I do feel like you reconnect them to their heart. And I feel like there might be a message in that that card very specifically, because yeah, so it says either this is so beautiful. So it says the heart, the center of the throne. It's possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we're there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we've drifted somewhere else. There's no in between. It's common for us to leave this center without realizing it, as the world with the seductive twists and turns offer us frequent departure. We may have even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it for vacant, long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. And again, like that's that Six of Cups energy of like returning to the heart space is really what you do for them. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. Yeah, and so it talks about when your heart was touched by someone and that feeling of your heart awakening. Yeah, and so I feel like you kind of represent that for this person, like a return to the heart space. And it's almost like you remind them of better times, like you remind them of when things felt sweet and kind, and like before there was this weathering, and also this feeling of we can move back to that. Oh my gosh, and the flame. Wow, this is just like randomly flipped over here, but the flame is something I'm really picking up on, is that there is this inner fire within you, and it kind of talks about making sure that you protect that inner fire within. Even when life challenges it, like making sure to always tend to the fire within. And I feel like that also reminds me of like the heart energy here. What else though? Okay, oh my gosh, these cards are like back and forth. All right. Oops. All right, what else, Spirit, does pile number one's person love about them? We have the Creator. Yeah, and I totally agree with that too. All right, these are all just in random order. But I do feel like you inspire this person to create again. And I really like the Creator in this deck because it talks about how the Creator can create from the void using the most random of materials. And so I feel like it kind of reminds, it's just this feeling of reminding this person of like returning as the artist and remembering that life can be very colorful and you can imagine and create in life. And again, that's where that like that inspiring energy really comes through from your energy toward this person. And I just want to see what stands out to me with the Pilgrim as well. With the Creator. So we have like these, some of the, like when it's in a light energy, it's curious, playful, open, and surprising. And I feel like that's very the Star energy too, because it's making me think of Uranus energy, where it can be very ingenious and very inspired, and it's like almost in a situation that seems like you can't really make anything out of it. Like I feel like there is this energy that you create in just all different kinds of situations. And it's like because you have such a unique mind as well, and you think outside the box. So so through generation, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what's possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The Creator does this first by being absolutely present to what is. Second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, remains nameless. The Creator's lifelong companion. And so it's saying to increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all costs. And I feel like that's the energy here of what I'm speaking as. So it says, recommit to childlike curiosity and nix the rules. Yeah, so the Creator is naturally attractive and coveted as the energy zings with possibility. You can feel it when a Creator type enters the room because all eyes land on them. And I feel like there is this very magnetizing energy to you where, what's really beautiful about this Three of Swords. Wow, sorry, I'm just realizing certain things. But like, I love how the Three of Swords typically is just like a meat card, but I like how there's just all these different kind of cool different swords and like different colors kind of coming off of it, and it's a lot more fun than the usual one. And I'm realizing that you guys picked the Neopets deck, and so again, I think this person really loves your inner child and like the sense of playfulness that you bring to their life. You have a lot of heart to you and a lot of soul to you. And you just remind this person of what's important and why we're even doing this. And you bring like soul and life back into life for this person. What else? Yeah, we have the Forest here too. Let's get one more. The Womb is here. I'm not surprised. And then we also have the Bardo, which I'm not surprised to see as well. So yeah. With the Forest here, I feel like there is this feel. You want to know what this pile made me think about? It made me think about like my childhood like friendships, when we used to kind of like play outside and like go through the canyons and like kind of make up stories out of things and just explore, and like everything seemed super fun. And like it's almost like you call this person to adventure. And I'm even getting like Peter Pan a little bit, where it's like, it's that feeling of wanting to leave the mundane behind and go on a journey that's more magical. And like, and even like think about with your friends, like when you were a kid, like how it was fun to like kind of get scared together, or like it was fun to go on a journey where there was even like potential like fears. It was just fun to do everything and experiment. And you're so like, you want to know why? Because it's like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like that feeling of it being fun to have an open mind and heart and go on like an adventure where it's almost like you kind of pretend about like the different characters, and like, and even just like stories of like the, like, think about kids being so into stories, as we like, I mean, adults are too, but it's just reconnecting to that. It's really like the fifth chakra, which talks about like children, but also talks about, oh my gosh, you're coming through like super the fifth house, like, which is like that flirtation, lightheartedness, having fun, romance, theater, the heart chakra, Leo energy. Yeah, like play, all those things are really what I'm getting. And I feel like with the forest here, it's like you just make life seem magical again. And like, it's like wanting to have that curious exploratory energy where it's like there's still more to see, you know what I mean? It's almost that energy with kids where anything can happen. And when you become an adult, I feel like it's easier to become very mundane or repetitive, or just like feel like you've seen everything, and so you forget to dream about something new. And I feel like you kind of bring back that energy. I also feel like the Bardo here, this is a card that can kind of speak to me in this situation for you guys. The reason why it's here is because they feel like you carry this unique energy that's a little bit otherworldly, where it's, this card talks about being able to forgive what hasn't been forgiven, to say what hasn't been said, or no, forgive the unforgivable. It's to release all things that we kind of hold on to when we see life through a very human lens. And it kind of talks, this is actually like the energy of moving from one life to the next life and reconnecting to the universal like themes of everything, where you realize nothing is kind of personal, and you're able to kind of move forward with a clean slate, where you've kind of left like the specific pettiness, not pettiness, but just like you've left the story behind, or you've left the heaviness behind, because it's almost like moving from one life to the next. You go through a debrief process where it's almost like you're able to see things from the other person's perspective, and you're able to see things from a universal view. And it's almost like just being able to move on from what's been difficult and move towards happiness. And I feel like with the womb here too, it's like that was what I was speaking about with the Empress energy, where it can talk about like valuing, you remind this person of everything feminine and like childlike. And what it's making me think about is like innocence as well, and like purity, and this feeling of like, I'm just imagining like save the woman and the children. And it's like, obviously because they're more vulnerable, but it's like, I don't know, just in stereotypical ways, I feel like masculines can be encouraged to kind of leave their heart behind, or leave their sensitivities behind, or childlike energy, or even the feminine principles with the womb here. And that's what this can really talk about, is imagine your life if you were to almost remember and honor the feminine as just as important as the masculine. I feel like that's something that can get really lost in this life. And so I feel that you remind this person of the feminine energy. You remind this person of like being loved, and you really do a lot for them, honestly. Like, I feel like you're such a light to this person, and the way you make this person feel is like they can really leave the past behind, and they can open up to a new magical chapter in their life where they can be inspired to create again, and they can be inspired by the vision of like what they want to create, instead of just almost surviving and, you know, forgetting like what's even important. It's almost like we forget that, yes, like life can be very challenging, and there's definitely like, it's not all fun and games, but being able to return to this energy, I think, is something that's very important. And I think you remind them of that energy, or you can always bring them back there, or you really embody this kind of an energy. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Really beautiful energy coming through. For the extended reading, we're going to look at where this connection is currently headed. Or actually, before we do that, just so you can feel like more sure, I think in the extended, we'll see what this person's current thoughts and feelings are towards you. And then we'll look at where the connection is headed. And then we'll just get you guidance on the connection. So if you want to get more into the relationship aspect, I'll have that link down below. But other than that, I hope you guys found this reading fun. I enjoyed doing it. And if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment. Those are just free ways to support the channel. Personal readings are open. Of course, with the extended, you can support. And just make sure you're subscribed before you head out. And other than that, it's been an honor to read for you. And I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Wildchild Tarot and this green aventurine raw crystal, then this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at what your person loves about you. All right, so what does pile number 2's person love about them? Also, if this, I'm going to jump right into it. So if what I'm describing sounds like nothing like you, or you just couldn't see how the person that you're thinking about would love that about you, then I might just choose a different pile, because you should intuitively feel like it makes sense, even if you wouldn't expect them to say that, but as long as it's not like way out there. So for pile number 2, please, what is their person that they have on their mind love about them? The 9 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, all right, we have the Empress. I feel I gotta cover this. All right, we have the Empress. So what I'm picking up already is that there is this I heard I want it, I got it, Ariana Grande, but there's just this vibe of your own internal energy being like radiating outward. And it's almost like with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like you attract a lot to you, or this person perceives that you have a way of manifesting or drawing toward you like your wish fulfillment. Like there's just this energy of abundance. And again, like it's something within your attitude though that this person likes, like almost like this self-assuredness, or it's like you've done this internal work to feel worthy, and it's almost like because of that you draw in abundance towards you, or you draw in what you want, you draw in opportunities to get your fulfillment. I don't want to take it until I ask. But anyways, so for pile number 2, what does pile number 2's person love about them? All right, this came out. This is reversed. All right, just got to cover that as well. So we have Capricorn energy here. And there is this feeling of like attracting it to you. Like I'm getting with the Devil in reverse, like you don't like sell your soul to the devil, or it's like the way you get what you want is in this very like wholesome, like truly wholesome way. Like you don't diminish your energy. Like there's this feeling of, or if you think about it, like when you make a deal with the devil, it's because there is some kind of lack that, and you believe that like you're almost willing to give something up to get something. And so it's kind of like the tale as old as time, like with the devil, where it's like you might wish for something, but then it comes with a cost, or it comes with like a hidden caveat. And that's what it's like when you make deals with the devil. It's like you're not susceptible to that because you embody the energy. You know you're worth it. You know you're worthy of it. So you don't feel the need to go to get what you want through like short-term fixes, or like there's this very abundant energy. Like you don't do things out of fear. Queen of Pentacles coming through. There's a very beautiful energy here, where you just come across as like, it's coming through literally like from a movie where someone is like just divine or very abundant, very loving. It's very Empress. It's very stable. It's I'm happy with myself and I attract good things to me. Like you have a high vibrational energy to you. Can we clarify the Nine of Cups? And it really is that energy of wanting things out of a high vibration rather than the Devil energy, where it's like you're kind of drawn to things subconsciously with the Devil sometimes, or it's almost like it's driven by shadow, and it's this energy of like craving, you know? It's like there's this vibe with you where it's like you don't settle or you don't engage in certain behaviors from this person's perspective to get your needs met. It's like you draw, because you're abundant, you have your needs met and you draw more to you. You're like a magnet is how this person's seeing you. Can we clarify the Nine of Cups? We have the King of Wands. Can we clarify the Ace of Pentacles? Oh, they may also feel like you're very like classy. Yeah, like they have to go about things in the right way with you. I feel like you also inspire this person to be a better person, and to go about things in an above board way, and to have a vision. It's almost like you inspire this person to maybe like address some of their own like maybe addictive behavior, or like things that they engage in because there's a sense of fear or like lack within them. What does pile number 2's person love about them? Can we clarify the Ace of Pentacles? We have Death here. Scorpio energy. They really view you as a prize. Because it's almost, with the Death card, I feel like there's like certain behavior that they need to let go of. Like they need to transform. They need to leave an old self behind is how they feel to interact with you. Like there's no shortcut energy with you. I feel like you also remind them that it's like never too late to change. Yeah, and to start over, like with the Fool here. Yeah, and so I feel like even like certain habits or like certain things that they've just become kind of dependent on and have been doing like without thinking, like I feel like you make them rethink that, or you kind of point, it's like by example or just like by your attitude. It's like I feel like you get this person questioning like why they do certain things, or why they don't change, or why they don't do things a different way. Yeah, can we clarify the Empress here? I feel like you encourage this person to take better care of themselves is what I'm getting. Like, and I'm seeing here that like maybe certain like habits or certain behaviors like could maybe undermine your person's, like they don't really take care of themselves is what I'm getting. I feel like there's also this like pampering energy to you where it's like you draw more to you because you take care of yourself and you treat yourself well. Can we clarify the Empress? Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles, and I was just thinking of Venus energy as well. I feel like they love how you are someone that thinks about other people. I feel like there's this strong energy of being a part of the community or having a lot of community, being like a constructive member of society kind of coming through as well. They may feel like you're like kind of like an opportunity to, I feel like they feel a level of support from you or a level of belonging that, again, like is assisting them in transforming or assisting them in achieving the things that they want to achieve. And with the Three of Pentacles here, there's almost this reminder of like you don't have to do everything alone, or like it's better when we can like all contribute to the community. Like more things come to you by thinking of the community. So it's almost like you help this person see the benefits of that, see the benefit of acting altruistically or being generous, not being every man out for himself. That makes sense. It's like you get more when you don't when you don't go about getting what you want. Or that might not even be the right way to say it, but it's like, it's learning to get what you want through being altruistic in life and like recognizing that by being loving to yourself and to others, you draw in what you want. Yeah. And you don't have to be so self-centered in it as well. Like, can you clarify the Devil in reverse? You show this person the way of like manifesting things and getting your needs met, where the end just doesn't justify the means. It's like in the process, like you don't have to do anything underhand or dirty to get what you want. Like you don't have to undermine yourself or do anything that goes against your inner spirit or screws other people over. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, well, maybe I damaged my relationship with someone, but I got what I want in the short term. You know, I feel like this person maybe has tried to get what they want through that kind of mechanism rather than, like it's this energy of attracting it to you and almost what you give naturally being brought back to you versus not thinking holistically, not thinking long term, and making certain choices to get what you want that might isolate you or, you know, don't really support the bigger picture of your life. And so I feel like you help this person think bigger picture to see like the full vision. Yeah. And I'm seeing the Seven of Swords here too, where it's like not having to like strategize and like sneak around to get what you want. And yeah. Yeah, let's just finish out the spread. Why is the Devil here in reverse? We had the Six of Wands. And then the Two of Cups here, yeah. So I feel like this person feels like you are a very loving person. I feel like you are someone who's very good with relationships. Yeah, we have the Sun here. I'm just seeing this very like happy vision of like good times and like being like having heart-centered connections and connection in general. And I do feel like with the Six of Wands here, again, there's this message with the Three of Pentacles of like being someone who has a good reputation. And it's almost like maybe this person in the past, like I just feel like there's this energy of not caring about what other people thought about like what you're doing, or like it's almost like they're seeing how being like a member of the community or caring about like making decisions with other people in mind can really pay off. And so I feel like you are popular, and I feel like this person sees how you're popular, but it's like it's not superficial. It's like you're a relationship person, and it's like by thinking about other people and taking other people's needs into account, you draw more in of what you actually want. And it's like yeah, that's what I'm seeing here is just like Six of Wands is like doing things to make other people happy and make them proud, doing things with people in mind. Sometimes sometimes on this channel I spend a lot of time like talking about how like that could be detrimental, but it's like in a functioning society where everyone is like contributing and no one's out for themselves, it can be a very, very good thing to want to act in a way that's going to be approved of by other people, because we need other people in community to support us, and we get opportunities through community, and so it's almost like this idea of like, yeah, you can think selfishly and not think big picture, not think and just get the thing you want in the short term and then go, well, I don't care what other people think about it, or I don't care if it destroys that relationship. I get what I want in the short term. But then it's like, okay, but maybe you burned a bridge, and maybe that person that you burned a bridge with was going to be someone who could have helped you with this other thing, or could have given you a recommendation, could have gotten you an opportunity. It's just kind of like realizing how it's almost like this energy of receiving from community and giving back to community, like in a beautiful way. Like with the Empress, I'm just imagining like the Empress, everyone benefiting from the Empress's well-being and creating this garden where people can enjoy it or also get their needs met through it. And it's kind of like this system that works for everyone, And so this is what this person loves about you, which, yeah, it's a beautiful energy. All right, let's use this deck. Yeah, and I'm just seeing the North Node, life's purpose here. What does pile number 2's person love about them? Yeah, we have Temperance, Grand Trine, Blessings. And so there is this very blessed energy, in this energy of almost like attracting blessing. Like there's this, yeah, you attract blessings, and there's this easy flow with you where it's almost like without even having to scheme or do too much, like things flow easily. There's this sense of ease around you as well. Let me see if there's any other highlight words on this. Yeah. It says, this speaks of a period of harmony and ease that may inspire you to take the path of least resistance. This is also in the right place at the right time. What may seem like a lucky break stems from the wants and desires you've been consistent about. It says also, don't let any opportunity pass by. It says your existing relationship should improve. Your social popularity will increase. Yeah, and so it says, yeah, so this is exactly what I'm saying. So it says, if you're single, you might meet someone who will be a true partner, not only supportive of you and your successes, but someone that will help you to advance you in your goals. And I feel like that's the overall energy that's coming through here, is like, I feel like you have a lot of good karmas where it's like, because you've done good for other people do good for you. It's like you're someone who supports other people in maybe making them happy, and then you get that poured back to you. It's like, this is this energy of like good karma. So yes, it is saying though, while it may seem like luck is on your side, you have been diligent and worked consistently to bring this about. Your diligence and hard work may not be visible to others, but you deserve the success that's soon to be yours. Stay in flow, trust the universe, but continue to do your work so this fortuitous time does not pass by before you can reap the harvest. But yeah, so being gifted, being blessed, creature comforts, good luck, receiving gifts, winning, having faith, being in the moment, blah, blah, blah. Lack of complications, seeing no need to push the limits, contentment, euphoria, harmony, innocence, childhood, getting along with others, being empathic, being at one with others, sweetness, gentleness, acceptance, satisfaction, striving for peace, experiencing it's temperance essentially. So harmony, completion, easy flowing energy, opportunity, contentment. Like that's how this person really views you as well. What else do they love? Yeah, we have Pisces energy here with believe. So there is kind of a dreamy energy to you as well. And I'm getting all this like blue, but there's just this energy of, with the Two of Cups, someone being very in tune with the people around them and very, there's this vibe to you that's very intuitive and able to, you flow and you can pick up on the energy of other people and you're very in tune with other people as well. There's this sense of ease about you as well. Yeah, and I feel like with Saturn here with truth, like there's kind of this vibe where in a world where I just feel like there's almost this energy of you're not like Saturn, you know, instead of you're like the balance of Saturn to this person, or like in general, like Saturn is very, can talk about things being hard and having to deny yourself of, it's like you're having to walk the straight and narrow, like extremely to a T. And in order to, like, Saturn is harsh. Saturn makes things very difficult, but there is a reward at the end of it. And so I feel like you almost showed this person that life doesn't have to, especially if they have a lot of Saturn influences, or like life has been harder or more restrictive for them. There's this energy with you where it's like abundance, but not having to be super realistic. And there is this kind of dreamy energy to you that works for you. And it's almost like there's this very magical energy to you with Pisces too, where it's almost like you don't even seem real, or you seem like a fairy godmother from like something like that, or just someone that is very magic and unrestricted. And think about like Saturn is like really to do with hard truths, like boundaries, difficulty, overcoming obstacles, having to persevere. You are like you make things look really easy and really fluid and harmonious and simple, essentially. What I'm seeing here also is like the devil can talk about restriction, and so does Saturn as well. And so there's just this energy of kind of abundance, or always there's a little bit of a luxury energy here. So they might kind of feel like there is this luxury to you, or maybe even in your life, where it's like the luxury of being able to trust other people, or the luxury of community, being able to lean on that, and like almost being in an energy where you maybe don't have to cope with difficulty as much. Or it's almost like when you're not used to there being abundance, or you're not used to that kind of thing, like there's this feeling of just being able to be very compassionate and open-hearted and things like that, because it's like you're not really worrying about yourself. And I also feel like with the devil here, they might kind of feel like maybe this feeling of not having to compromise your spirit, or not having to cope, like, because I'm almost thinking about, like, I feel like the soft white underbelly came up because that really talks about like a part of like the US or just society, where getting to understand like the daily stuff that people have dealt with in their past and their history, and just like almost this energy of like never, like you should never really judge people because you don't know like what they've come from or what they have to cope what they have to face, but I'm also just seeing how, you know, when you go through a lot of difficulties, or like you don't have a lot of abundance, you don't have a lot of resources, you might turn to like substances to cope with it, or you might have to do something you don't want to do, if that makes sense, where it's almost like, and yeah, I was thinking about this, how like, for example, like stealing or something like that. Like, I feel like most, or I mean, there obviously are people in life that don't have consciences or don't have empathy, but there's also a lot of people that are struggling, uh, have had like really harsh conditions in life where it's like, if they could choose to steal or not, they'd rather not, but it's like a crime of necessity, or it's like, you know, they don't want to be that way, but like they kind of have to. And so I just feel like they almost admire, they do love that you kind of have this purity to you, or this this maybe even like naive sometimes is how this person with Pisces here, like you don't really have very many boundaries like with other people, like either way. Like I feel like you're very giving and you receive a lot, and so there's just this feeling of being able to be very open versus an energy of having to like get by, and like, you know, maybe having to do things you're not proud of because that's how you're going to survive. And like I just feel like with the Six of Wands here, it's like, it's almost like not even having the luxury of like, I it's either I steal this thing, or like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just this feeling of doing things that maybe wouldn't make you popular, but you kind of have to do. And so I just feel like this person, what they love about you is how this sense of like abundance has seemingly made you someone that is able to cooperate really well, and you are very abundant. You do draw a lot of fulfillment to you, while also like you get a lot of what you want, but you also are able to be very generous and act in ways that accommodate other people, or like make other people happy, you know? Yeah, so that's what they love about you. So for the extended reading, we're going to be looking at what's going on in this connection, like you versus them, like what energies you are each bringing. Then we'll look at the energy of the connection, and then we'll dig into anything that seems like unclear. But then we'll just finish off and get guidance for you on whatever Spirit wants you to know about this connection or hear about it. So I'll have that link down below for those of you that are wanting to go deeper into this. Other than that, if you found this entertaining or helpful, if you're able to hit the like button, to leave a comment, I really appreciate that. Personal readings are open. I'll have it linked down below. And other than that, it's been an honor to read for you, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose I feel like this, I'm pretty sure this is called the Adventure Tarot. Sorry, I just forget the name of this one sometimes, but this is the Adventure Tarot. And if you chose this clear raw quartz, then this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at what your person loves about you. So if what I'm describing sounds nothing like you, you may want to pick a different pile. But yeah. All right. So for pile number 3, message for pile number 3, what does their person love about them? We have the 4 of Cups. All right, we have the Backpacker of Swords, and I'm taking the Backpacker to be the Queen of Swords, because the guide, they have different names for this one. So that's the Queen of Swords in reverse. What does pile number 3's person love about them? We have the 8 of Pentacles. What else? All right, we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles here. This is an interesting energy coming through. There's kind of a no nonsense energy coming through, because I feel like there's this feeling of being very methodical and careful. Something about the way you discern or make decisions is coming through. It's almost like they feel like you're good at saying no to the wrong things in your life, or you're good at maintaining a level of like balance in your life where you are cautious and you do take your choices seriously. Yeah, can we clarify the Four of Cups? Yeah, we have the Explorer of Wands, and so that's the Knight of Wands. Can we clarify the Queen of Swords in reverse? We have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's an energy here of being able to think about how things could go wrong, or think about, it's almost like you're able to think about what could go wrong. And so there could be like a just this careful or cautious energy to you, where, yeah, I'm not surprised to see the Knight of Wands here, because it's almost like you're not super open to just jumping into something or just following your impulse. Like, you think about practical considerations, or you make decisions that fit into your life. Like, you do things in a balanced way. There is also you guys are there's a little bit of a Virgo energy coming through, of like that discernment energy and attention to detail, maybe even being a little bit perfectionistic. And Virgo can also be an energy of worrying as well, or like Virgo is a attention to detail where they are going to, when it gets intense, it can be a little bit like prepared for the worst, you know? So there is a little bit of an energy here being prepared for the worst. Can we clarify the Eight of Pentacles? Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and then the Lovers. And I really do feel, again, the Hierophant. So yeah, a couple of things I was getting is I feel like this person, I almost feel like this person likes like the guidance or advice that you give them. Like, I feel like you might be good at, you might reject this person, or you might say, like, kind of say something, because like with the Queen of Swords here in reverse, like I feel like you might be kind of like abrupt or like sharp with your words, or you're just like, I'm not going to do that. Like, you're just disinterested in maybe a level of like tomfoolery or shenanigans, or just like maybe this person's like impulsive kind of behavior, where this person likes how, number one, how you balance them out. But again, there's something about the way you make your choices that feels nourishing or loving, or like they feel like you always make the right choice, or they feel like that you are someone they can trust to really tell them the truth about if something's a good idea or not. Like, you're like the voice of reason in this person's life, and they know that it comes from a place of love. Yeah, like I just feel like you're good at knowing, like, is this a good idea or not? Like, should I invest in this? Should I not invest in this? I feel like you're also patient with this person, and I feel like they can appreciate that. I there's almost this energy of I appreciate that pile number 3 like puts up with me a little bit. Um, and I almost feel as well like maybe you're not the person who's out there like doing certain things with this person, or like, like you might not want to go on that trip or spend that money for that ticket, but I do feel like you are someone who is there for them when things go wrong in their life. Um, I feel like you're someone whose advice is always like almost right. Like they just feel like you have a very good like moral code, or you have a good set of values and principles that you make your decisions with, and like the way you live your life. Um, and there is this energy of like pile number 3 is like always right. Like I might try to ignore like what they say, or I might like write it off, but like they are wise, and they probably are right like most of the time. Yeah, which is funny. Can we clarify the 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles here? You're like the voice of reason, truly, for this person. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. It kind of went into the reverse, but I'll just keep it upright, whatever. And then we have Strength here at the back of the deck, which is Leo energy. Yeah, so I do feel like this person like has a lot of respect for you. I feel like I just want to see 4 of Pentacles. I feel like you do a good job of not like stressing out. Like there's kind of this energy of just being very reliable, and someone where like if this person was like scared, like you're this person's rock in a way. Like you're someone who's going to give them strength in hard times, who's going to remind them to be patient, and especially in times of uncertainty, it's almost like you just seem to be very grounding for this person. Yeah, and like think about how like with strength energy, like sometimes people can do something without thinking, and then it can cause something negative in their life. Like I feel like you're good at like bringing this person back down to earth, or being like again like the reality check for this person of like, do you really want to say that? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to let your pride get the best of you? I also feel like when this person's feeling uncertain or unsure, or like doesn't know if they can do something, like I feel like there is this energy of you being someone who pushes them towards making the right decision, or pushes them through to not give up on themselves, or to push through any hard times. Like, yeah, I'm actually, this is not meant to be in reverse. It's like you are a solid Queen of Swords in this person's life. But this could also be the Knight of Swords. So if the Knight of Swords is in reverse here, there is this vibe of like, and I feel like that might be for a reason, but I feel that you, where this person is overly sure about themselves and not really thinking twice, like I feel like that can lead them to loss in their life, or that can lead them to negative situations. Like they just feel like you're like that grounding force that makes them think twice before they just jump and do something, I feel like you also might help them say no to things in their life that would be destructive. Like, yeah, because I feel like especially if this person maybe doesn't like being like bored or something, like I could see maybe this person just has a tendency to do things, do the more exciting option, do the more exciting thing, and kind of throw caution to the wind. And I feel like you're kind of like a balancing force for this person, where it's like, no, you probably shouldn't do that. You probably shouldn't say yes to that opportunity right now. Like, you have this work to do. It's almost there is also like a guiding energy. Like, I don't know if you're this person's like, for some of you, there just could be like, you could be like a coach of this person, or like a therapist, or even just someone that this person just trusts, like you're just someone that this person trusts, and they feel like you're very wise. Yeah. I feel like you're someone who reminds this person as well to like take care of themselves and, you know, to like, I feel like you'll always take this person in and show them love, but you just may not be the person that's like validating their most crazy plans, if that makes sense. I just want to clarify, why is the 5 of Pentacles here? Yeah, we have the Chariot. And so I do feel like you help them in times where maybe they're starting to feel more pessimistic. This is also another potential thing, is like, you may just help this person make certain decisions when they're not in the right, like maybe their energy is like feeling very discouraged, or maybe they're feeling like, because another alternative meaning is coming through where like maybe when they get stuck in a rut, or they get stuck in like a negative mentality, or maybe of thinking that everything, that it's not going to work out, or that they should give up. It's like you help this person overcome temporary challenges and rebalance themselves so they can keep moving towards their goals, and so they can be successful. Like, I feel like you help this person continue to push through uncertainty and push through like having to balance out different aspects of life. And yeah, and just like with the Chariot, I feel like you motivate this person to keep going and to not give up, essentially. And maybe if this person does get into a rut where like they don't even want to try to do anything to improve their situation, like I feel like you might be like the voice of reason in that situation to get them out of a rut. Like I feel like you could be the person that tells them when they're needing to slow down, or when they need to kind of rein it in and create more balance. I feel like you help them with that, but I feel like you also help them when, you know, maybe there's, it's hard to describe it. It's like you help them in both energies. Like, because the Chariot can represent like the way you're operating internally and in the external world. Like, I feel like you help this person when maybe their own self is like in a negative mindset and they're struggling, when there's a lot going on internally. And so it's harder on the external. I feel like you help this person in that, but I also feel like in both cases, it's like you help this person with balance and with stability, and either like you help them, like you're someone who's gonna give to this person in a time period where they need it. You help them reestablish balance in their life. And so that could be because they are turning down opportunities, or like they're really in a rut where they just don't want to do anything. I feel like you help them take the action they need to take. But you'll always be honest with them. Like, you'll always push them in the direction that's best for them. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah, we have more Pentacles here. I feel like you are like a guide to this person. I feel like you check this person's ego when it needs to be checked. Like, you check when they're like in excess, but I feel like you also give them strength in hard times, you know? Like, I see it being both ways. All right. What does pile number 3's person love about them? All right, we have the Ace of Cups with water element. We have the 7 of Cups with Neptune. We have Mars, the Emperor in Force. Yeah, and then we have the Queen of Swords with Blackmoon Lilith here. And then Mercury retrograde reinvention. Yeah, so again, I feel like what this person loves is that here, I might need to cover this a little bit. Like, you know when to be yielding and go with the flow, and kind of like, you know, you're not going to make a big, you know when to go with the flow. And Okay, this is actually kind of what I'm getting. Like, I do feel like maybe certain people in their life might be too yielding to this person, or like they might, maybe they've just had people in the past that like are a little bit like delulu, or maybe they can be a little bit delulu. So I'm seeing kind of multiple things. Like, it could be that, there's certain times in life maybe where, or it could be different for different people, but just, whatever, take what resonates. But I'm seeing a couple of different situations where I feel like you help this person see through illusion and maybe see when they need to say no to certain things, or see that something is not good for them. Like, I feel like that is something they like about you. I also feel though that like maybe if this is someone who's a little bit more in their Mars energy, or might be someone who might kind of push people's boundaries, or walk over people, or kind of treat other people like doormats. Like, I feel like there's just this energy with you where you're not afraid of being harsh. You're not afraid of putting you're not afraid of putting this person in their place if they need that. Like, you're not going to be overly yielding to them and let them get everything they want, or agree with everything, or like, you're not delulu. Like, you're not going to be delusional with them. And it's almost like they love this aspect of like the Queen of Swords in reverse. Like, I literally feel like it's this energy where you are actually kind of harsh with them, but it's like deep down there's a good reason behind it. They like that you won't submit to them. They like that like, this person maybe needs someone who's able to really assert themselves, or is able to, again, like, someone who has strong boundaries, someone who can put them in their place, someone who's not gonna like give in too easily and just submit. Like, I feel like that's what they love about you. And I feel like, again, like, I feel like with Neptune energy, like, maybe they've had people in the past, like, I feel like they might have been able to take advantage of certain situations because the people around them maybe like couldn't see things clearly, or weren't able to like cut through like the fog of situations, or people that maybe sacrificed themselves for this person. Someone who, like, does that make sense? Like, people who kind of martyr themselves. Like, I feel like you have like the opposite of that, where like you're no one's fool, kind of, and you are actually very loving. But I do feel like maybe you've learned, like, through your past situations, that this can, like, you've learned to not let yourself be treated like a doormat, essentially. And that's what they love about you. They love that you're not a doormat. They love that you're not delulu. That there's this power to you as well. And I am getting with the Strength card too. Like, I feel like this speaks about your energy, where it's like, I feel like you're very much, you're not going to back down. Like, you're not going to be intimidated, or you're not going to be like, this person can't just like get a rise out of you, or they can't manipulate you. Like, I feel like you're able to speak your truth in a matter-of-fact way, where like maybe this person can trigger other people or wear down on their boundaries, or like different things like that. Like, but I just feel like with you, like, you stay a certain level of composed, maybe not all the time, but like, you're not afraid to bring your like roar out. You're not afraid to put this person in their place. Like, that's what I would say, Yeah. But I also feel like they love that it's almost like they feel like you're someone who's able to handle them, or you're someone that isn't easily influenced. Like you're able to make your own decisions, and but you're like this perfect balance for this person. Yeah, there's just this overall energy of not being easily manipulated. And not only that, like, you're actually a very helpful, insightful person. Like, you're someone that can actually help this person. I also feel as well, though, that like you are someone that it's almost like they're afraid of being left out in the cold by you, I feel like this person is almost afraid of your rejection or being left out in the cold by you or not being enough. And so it kind of makes this person have to be more balanced, or it's almost like you make this person think about their choices more, like, because, you know, it's possible to lose you. And so you make this person have to think about the long-term consequences of their actions a little bit more. Yeah. So that's interesting. Let's see. Let's get a couple of these cards. Yeah, I was seeing the Hunter here too. I'm not surprised to see that. All right, this is all mixed up. Okay, why does pile number 3's person love them? Yeah, we have the womb. This came through in a couple of others. We have the Father. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see the Father here though. All right, this is too many. No, I'm going to take it because it actually makes sense. So we have the Underworld, we have the Thread, and then we have the Siren here in reverse. Yeah, and so I'm really seeing, like, I feel like there is this father vibe to you where you're almost like a fathering force to this person, where maybe instead of being like coddling, you almost like push this person to be better. Like you think about like fathers are meant to be the ones that like talk about consequences and hold people accountable, and like it's good to have boundaries with people and have like consequences. It's like this Saturnian energy that I feel like this person appreciates. It's almost like they feel nurtured through the it is interesting that it's the Father, but it is that it's almost like maybe this person had an excess of like mothering energy in their life, or maybe they've kind of like been used to like walking all over the feminine energy. But I feel like you might be someone who has more of like a disciplining energy to you. And I do feel as well though, like with the Siren in reverse, like I feel like this could be someone who's kind of prone to temptation or just doing things and like getting themselves caught in messes in life. And I just feel like this thread here, it's almost like they feel like you are something that always keeps them tethered or grounded. And it's like, even when they are in a really dark place, or like they're having to navigate like difficult situations, or when they make a mistake and, you know, they're fighting a vicious siren and they need to get back up from the water, it's almost like you feel like this rope that can always like pull them up. But it's almost like, yeah, does that make sense? It's almost this energy of you ground them again, you bring them back to reality. And I feel like you almost remind them of like consequences. And yeah, there's just this feeling of when you venture too far, or you get yourself into a lot of trouble, like you are someone who helps them. Yeah, and I feel like with the Dead End here, we have the Judge. Again, there's this energy here. Yeah, we have the Judge with the Threshold. I feel like there's this vibe of being able to tell this person like when they've gone too far, or when they have to kind of surrender. And like it's almost like you set limits for this person. And you're very black and white, where it's just like it's no nonsense. And I feel like with the Threshold here too, it's almost like you just help this person to jump to you help this person get over the next step, or like you help this person know when to take a leap and when to stop, or when they're going too far in a certain direction, or when they need to take a certain risk in some way. Like I just feel like there's this energy of you being very discerning, and having a good sense of right and wrong to you. Good morals as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. So I'm going to now look at what's going on in this connection. I'm going to see your energy towards this person, their energy towards you, what's going on overall in the connection, what you need to know about where it's headed, and then just overall guidance for you. So if you want to go deeper into this, I'll have that link down below. Other than that, personal readings are open. If you found this helpful, if you're able to hit the like button, to leave a comment. Those are just some ways that you're able to support if you want to. And if you want to see future readings, don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Other than that, I'll see some of you at the extended and hopefully some of you in a future pick a card.